Right after we made our last video on the Symmetra weapon rework, Jeff Goodman dropped even heavier bombshells on the forums about changes to her teleporter, her ultimate. This stuff is crazy, guys. Let's check it out. Jeff Goodman says, I guess at this point, I probably should have just posted everything at the same time since everything always makes more sense in context, so I'll just post what's remaining at this point. Her teleporter is moving to her E ability, and her photon barrier is moving to her ult. But these have massive changes as well. The teleporter now works as follows. You place the exit like you normally do, except that you can place it up to 25 meters away, instead of only right in front of you. When you place the exit, the entrance automatically gets built right in front of you instead of at your spawn. It lasts only a short time, but allies can use it freely as they normally do, but there are some new things that it can teleport as well. We're experimenting with what works and what doesn't, but currently you can teleport things such as Torbjorn turrets, D.Va's exploding mech, Junkrat's tire, etc. This has led to some sneaky fun plays that are really unique to her. It also allows you to get onto high ground on offense with a comp that might otherwise have trouble doing so. The health has been lowered to 300 and the entrance is now attackable as well. If either die, the other is destroyed. Guys, you can special delivery a D.Va bomb. I mean, that's just incredible. And this is so meta changing, I am about to explode. So much of what we have talked about with dive characters and mobility being so strong in the game is due to this point exactly. High ground is just so important, and this is like one big solution that can circumnavigate all of that and create a ton of new strategies. This might be the single most meta redefining thing they've ever made. Possibly as strong as the Mercy rework, maybe even more. Things are going to get a little crazy. Okay, now on to the next bit of kit that's gotten reworked. Her photon barrier has moved to her ultimate and is now very different as well. Instead of placing a moving barrier, she places a static barrier wall that effectively is infinite in size and has 5,000 health. She places this wall much like Mei places her ice wall, which means that you can place it at some range and you can also change the orientation. This is all fairly early still, and we've only recently started working on the visuals, animations, sound, etc. So it's still a little ways out. I don't have an ETA on when you guys are going to get a chance to see and play her, but hopefully it won't take too long. And the last post by Jeff Goodman clarifies that correct, the shield generator is gone at the moment. I want to be careful to not be too happy about all the power and crazy things that they're adding to it, and try to put the brakes a bit and be reasonable and say, let's not put this to live and then have this for like 8 months or something, redefining the entire meta. It definitely is cool, though, that Symmetra is going to move from being a troll pick to being a cornerstone to all sorts of new Overwatch strategy. On some points, you could try to use Symmetra on attack to set up a teleporter and get behind them or something, but now that you can do it actively and from range put a teleporter to get your team from A to B, so much counterplay has just been circumnavigated. I mean, think about it. You know all those annoying chokeholds that get set up and you can't really get through? If Symmetra could put a projected teleporter past all of that nonsense, do you just up and walk past it? She's going from a character that could feasibly only work well spamming into a choke into more of what Symmetra is in the lore of Overwatch, where she solves problems, right? She creates seemingly out of whole cloth new things out of hard light, whatever that is. The Overwatch magic dust that she wields. At the very least, she's going from a big liability to a massive playmaking character. And I haven't even mentioned the photon barrier now, which is an infinitely spanning static barrier that crosses the entire map with 5,000 health. Like, how do I even imagine that? It's sort of like plopping a dome down over the entire battlefield. And with that amount of health, I mean, I think a D.Va bomb does 1,000 damage. You would have to pass through it. Breaking it really wouldn't be an option. And all sorts of crazy strategies can come up from that as well, because you can use it as a path to guarantee that you can get to certain areas of the map as you and your team are basically invulnerable down that lane, or in some really clutch scenarios, if you're able to shield incoming ultimates, because it's so large, it's gonna be hard to miss. Mei's Wall already could do that, kind of, like if you're stuck in a grav, Mei Wall could sometimes be clutch enough, if placed correctly, to block a bunch of oncoming follow-up damage. Photon Barrier could work that way as well, especially like Nepal Village, where Mei Wall would wall off one of the entrances to the point and you just brawl on point, denying them access to it. Symmetra's photon barrier could sort of encapsulate you on the point, denying all ranged firepower from high ground as well. This is like a low ground character's answer to how powerful high ground is, because you got the teleporter that can zip you around everywhere, and her ultimate that denies line of sight from all sorts of ranged characters. Guys, these changes are crazy. I gave you some of my early impressions. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Are you like me, thinking that this is a bit too strong and probably going to change the entire game if it goes live like this? Jeff Goodman, of course, did say that this is stuff they're still tweaking, but of course they gave us a bit of headway with the Valkyrie changes, and those somehow went from PTR to live. So I'm just trying to get out ahead of this one before we're in a projected teleporter apocalypse. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to send a Diva Bomb special delivery through a teleporter to smash that like button. It really does help us out. Let's know that you're enjoying the content. If you haven't already, please subscribe, because we upload each and every day. And to be sure that you get all of those videos, hit the bell icon next to the subscribe button so that you get actually notified when our videos go live. Link in the description is our Twitter, where we tweet out news updates, dank memes, and Overwatch League predictions. That's been it for me. I've been FREEDO for Your Overwatch. I'll see you guys next time.